Hey folks, a quick update on Hackflow. If you haven't seen what a Hackflow is, there is a video. I should have posted it. This is going either to YouTube or wherever. But there's been something I've been able to achieve recently in it. I wanted to show it to you of how it looks now, and what are the newer capabilities that it brings. So the core part of it that I wanted to improve upon observability of what the agents are doing inside of it and what the workflow is actually doing, like how it's working internally. So this is what it tries to do. At least this thing tries to do. The recent update. So let's just quickly check this out. So I'm gonna just show you my branch. I'm right now on main. I should have deleted that. Kind of don't need that branch anymore. So nope, not the main branch. That would have been a disaster. Okay. So let me just quickly make a change, all right? I'm too quickly going to just say, head into my README file, and let's say, hey, this is a small change, all right? And that is it. If you see, all we have is that this one small change that we did, all right? That is it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do git add, all right? That is it. Like just the add file, nothing else. By the way, there is something in Hackflow now, so it's Hackflow UI. I already have that UI server running in a different TeamUp session. I do not know what the number is. It's 99. So it's running on localhost 3333. That's the default port that I use. Let's go back to Hackflow. I'm going to do the same flow, but this time there's tab completions. So you could do Hackflow tab, and it will show you the things that it supports. UI should have been here. I think I didn't add it, but it should be added. So you can do clean up old workflow executions, completion. It generates you the completion script so that you can copy paste it in your whatever you're using. It supports ZSH, it supports Fish, and I think I also support Bash. Yeah, Fish is something that I've been using a lot, but I've stopped using it for quite some time, which is kind of bad. But yeah. In it for your things. By the way, I never showed this, but if I was to go over to my root directory, which is here, and there is now a directory called Hackflow. In here, you'll see that we have the database, workflows, MCP servers. Like MCP servers, of course, you need to have that because you need MCP servers. The workflows directory is a little bit interesting, I'd say. So if you go inside workflows, you'll see that you now have Hackflow, local, and install.json. Let me show you what this exactly means, to be honest. But let me just, so by the way, it's called Hackflow. I can do Hackflow UI, and that kind of is it. You just press enter. It will start running your server on 3333, and you're good. In here, what I wanted to show you is if I do Hackflow tab, you see stuff, and then you can do Hackflow install. So this is still in build phases. Essentially, you got a bunch of workflows that are there on the internet, which Hackflow will be able to pull from the internet. So essentially, if you do Hackflow install and then you install a particular workflow, let me show you what happens. I'll go back to this. Just close the server. I should never have started it. In here, if I was to do vim dot, you'll see that I have absolutely nothing inside in here. And the install.json still is completely empty as well. So let's do create. Also, it supports tab completions now, so you can do all of this jazz and upstream. I'm going to press enter, and it will say, of course, it will say fail to fetch workflow because this workflow is in local, but you'll observe that where it's actually fetching from is from the Hackflow AI repository, which will be created soon. But I just wanted to show you that this is there. Now you can do Hackflow install, and that will install workflows. Right now, all those workflows are already installed in mine, so it's not something that I need to worry about. But anyways, let's move ahead. I can actually start it here. I don't need to go back and forth again and again. But anyways, let's come here. I want to show you something else now. So if I do Hackflow list, it used to show the observability. We'll come back to that later. But you can now do Hackflow workflows, and it will show you all the available workflows that are. So we got Git workflows, GitHub workflows, the shipping workflow. That's the one that I'm going to run soon enough. And then the code validation workflow. But, okay. This is what I want to show you now. By the way, the Hackflow list command now does it even more beautifully. So you have just the create PR upstream. And now if I do Hackflow show, we just need 655. So I'm going to say 655. I'll show you that what are the things that it ran. Like, so for example, you'll see that this is the workflow's name, the ID, the status, when it started, ended, the entire time it took, what was the trigger? Was it CLI? Was it API or anything else? All the steps that it took, what exactly happened in the step? Did we skip it? Was it a child workflow execution? So like a workflow executing another workflow. Not only that, all the child workflows that were executed, but if you were to do like something like this and you do tree, it's going to be even more banger. Like it's going to show you a tree view of how exactly thing went. So it'll show you the entire execution tree with the workflow running and everything. But forget about this. This is way too clunky, right? Nobody wants to do this in like a lot of depth like this. But let me show you how powerful this is. So I have this. I'm going to say hackflow. Actually, I'm just going to recall my command because I have to enter a bunch of things in there. Like instead of specifying the entire path now, you just specify the name of the workflow. And then you do hackflow run, the name of the workflow. It will auto-resolve that workflow. There's a certain rule to it. So essentially, it will resolve your local workflows first, then the Hackflow curated repository first, and then finally, it will go to some third party if you've specified one of them. I specify GitHub owner, a GitHub repository, and all. Now, when I press enter, it's going to start executing the workflow. And there's some beautification in here. It kind of like does all this, but that's not what we're interested in. What we're interested in is this. Observe in the UI, it shows that that workflow is running. And you can see the live steps that are being executed. Was it a child workflow? If it was, then what exactly is going on in that child workflow? And every step, actually. So you could see like everything that it's doing. It did a workflow.run for git analyze changes, and our workflow just got completed. And you'll see the entire workflow executing with every AI thing that was. This is the entire context that were provided to the AI, and essentially this is still like the coolest part of all this is that this was multi MCP. We interacted with I think there was shell MCP involved, there was GitHub's MCP involved, there was Git's MCP involved. So it's like it's calling multiple MCP servers that are sitting inside individual workflows, and it makes it easier because one workflow can call another workflow. So the top level workflow calls the Git workflow, which then returns back, and then it realizes that the Git workflow is done. So I'm going to call GitHub's workflow or GitLab's workflow, whatever your provider is. And then that returns. Even before that, we have a code analyzer workflow, which kind of like just takes the code, only the diffs, so whatever changes you've made, says like pushes it back to the AI, asks the AI that, dude, I made these changes. Could you just double check if everything is in order? Maybe there's something that I'm missing or whatever. And based on that, it kind of shows it to you. Now, also there are some failure cases. So it tells you, dude, like if something failed, why exactly did it fail? You do need the UI running for this. So the Hackflow UI does this for you. In here, you'll see our workflow completed, and it just created a PR for me. If I go up, you'll see, right, there we go. There's the PR, PR 14. And if I scroll to the top, you'll see that it tells you like in a bit more better fashion, I'd say, what exactly happened. So every individual one of these, it's a different workflow. It's workflow chaining working in parallel and doing all this for you. So if I now go to my repository, and if I go to the pull requests, you'll see that now I have this pull request here. It was just raised recently, and there we have it. I think that's the change we made, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. I don't need to accept this, by the way. So, but yeah, I think this thing has been coming along quite well. So let's see what more we can do with this. Actually, that was it for this devlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not sure like if that's calling it enjoy or whatever, but I hope you like where this is headed. But yeah, do give it a shot. Do give it a try. I hope that you're gonna love it. Kind of helps you boost your productivity, honestly. I don't know.